Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cherry Field in Tucson. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage in the 2013 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. And we're underway in the second division, basically. Teams playing for fifth place in the tournament as Ryan Strickland leads off for the Sabino SaberCats. Sabino comes in as the 7 seed, and Bear Creek from Lakewood, Colorado, the number 5 seed. So it's number 7 Sabino, number 5 Bear Creek in this matchup today. Two balls and a strike on Ryan Strickland, the left fielder, leading off for Sabino. And a pitch foul to the backstop, and it's 2-2. Sabino 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Through pool play, Bear Creek went 2-1. Had a couple of numbers mixed up on the Sabino lineup, and so they're just trying to get it clarified. This is Ryan Strickland wearing number 6. That's what was on the roster that we had. And so they'll try to get it sorted out here as we play in the top of the first. And we get back to play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter Strickland, and he takes high for ball 3, and it's 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled off. As it goes to the backstop, it actually went off the shoulder of the Bear Creek catcher. Alex DeBell starts today for Bear Creek. And a 3-2 swung on and missed, and Strickland strikes out, and that's how the ball game begins for the SaberCats. Well, has kind of been the custom throughout the tournament. Still writing down lineups as we are underway in the ball game. Once in a while, we'll get a team that'll run one over before they go to their home plate meeting prior to the start of the game. But we got one that way today, but the other one came after the meeting, and so we get it just long enough to scribble down some numbers before the first pitch. And this is a high pop-up off the bat of Matt Bushman, the right fielder for Sabino. And it's caught by the second baseman for Bear Creek, and that's Devin Rumsey, and there's 2 away.
Center fielder Gabe Johnson.
Now Gabe Johnson, the center fielder for the SaberCats. And the first pitch high for ball 1. So the winner of this game will play for 5th place tomorrow at noon. So the pitch is a strike, and it's 1-1. And the loser of this one will play for 7th place. The 1-1 pitch. It's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. So it's Strickland, Bushman, Johnson for the SaberCats. Zach Gadaway bats 4th. Ty Pennington 5th. Luke Santorieri, the first baseman, bats 6th. Trevor Bradley, the catcher, is 7th. The number 8 hitter, the shortstop, Barrett Green. And batting 9th, the second baseman, Matt Zaleski. As Johnson fouled one to the backstop, 1-2 the count. I mentioned it's Alex DeBell on the mound for Bear Creek. He's throwing to Chris Mackelberg. Thomas Martinez plays first base. Devin Rumsey, I mentioned, at second. Chris Bartleboard at shortstop. Bobby Baca at third. Just the next one misses outside, and it's 2-2. And then the Bears with an outfield of Mitch Ballmer in left field. Kevin Butts in center field, Nick Madrid in right. In the 2-2. Outside for a ball, 3-2. 2 outs, bases empty, just underway, top of the first inning. DeBell with a 3-2. And he lost him for ball 4. Johnson with a 2-out walk as he moves to first base. And the batter is Zach Gadway.
Number 4, third baseman Zach Gadway.
Gadway in there and ready. And the first one fouled out of play on the first base side. Setting up to be another beautiful day here in Tucson as we hit the last week of March. Been in the low to mid 80s all week for the tournament. A little bit of cloud cover, a little partly cloudy, which helps. The sun will sneak back there and things will cool off a couple of degrees as the next one is high and it's 1-1. Get a little bit of a breeze once in a while, and it's quite nice in the evenings as well. And the fastball from DeBell up and in for a ball, 2-1. This is our first year working with the Tucson High Baseball Booster Club and the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. We've enjoyed our time down here for sure, and really enjoyed that ceremony that we saw earlier in the tournament as Gadway with a swing and a miss. That game that Bear Creek played against Tucson when they had the ceremony honoring Chris Moon. Now the 2-2. And the pitch a little bit low. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Gadway. Johnson aboard at first with 2 outs in the top of the first. The ball shaking off his sign. Now ready as he sets. The runner will go in the 3-2. That's laced into left field, and that's going to get down and get past the left fielder Balmer. He's got it at the fence. The runner going to be waved around. The throw misses the first cutoff man, and Bear Creek has no chance to relay the throw home. Balmer's throw trying to get it to the shortstop Bartleboard, and he overthrew him. And then the ball trickles into the infield for the third baseman Baca.
For pitcher Chris Maselli, number 28, designated hitter Ty Pennington.
So Gadway with an RBI double, and Sabino has a run in the top of the first inning. Now Ty Pennington, the DH, as he bats for the Sabino starting pitcher Chris Maselli. And the pitch near the outside corner for a strike. A run in the top of the first inning for the SaberCats. And the next pitch a little bit low. And it's 1-1. There's DeBell with a set. Checks back to second and delivers. And it's a swing and a miss for a strike. And it's 1-2. Pennington back in there and ready as DeBell looks in now, sets. He'll check back to second base in the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. A strikeout will end the Sabino first inning. Second strikeout of the inning for Alex DeBell. But the SaberCats are on the board. They get a run on 1 hit, and they leave one after a half inning of play. It's Sabino 1 and Bear Creek coming up. So we go in the bottom of the first inning. Nick Madrid leads off for the Bear Creek Bears and takes high for ball 1. The line of the 1-0 pitch. And that's a line drive into left field, and that's down for a base hit. Picked up and brought back in quickly, but Madrid with a leadoff single as he gets things started for the Bears in the bottom of the first.
Batting for second baseman Devin Rumsey, number 4, designated hitter Colby Bonato.
Now Colby Bonato bats second for the Bears. He's the designated hitter, and he bats for the second baseman Devin Rumsey. And a line shot, and caught it by the second base bag, and the throw on to first. And the runner is doubled up. It's a line shot off the bat of Bonato, but Zaleski, the second baseman, with the grab, and then the throw to first to double up Madrid.
Number 8, left fielder Mitch Palmer.
Now Mitch Palmer, the left fielder. So it's Madrid, Bonato, Balmer. Alex DeBell, the pitcher, will hit fourth. Bobby Baca at third base is fifth. The shortstop, Chris Bartleboard, is sixth. Kevin Butts in center field, seventh. Chris Mackelberg, the catcher, is eighth as we get a ground ball over to first, and the tap of the bag will end the inning. To round out the order, Thomas Martinez at first, bats ninth for the Bears. But a 3-1 put out to end the Bear Creek first inning. No runs a hit. They lose the runner on a double play, and after one, the Bears trail the SaberCats 1-0.
First baseman Luke Santasiri.
The first pitch knocked out of play. As we get underway in the top of the second inning, 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Next one misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And the 1-2. And misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Santasiri is the pronunciation that we heard just a moment ago, and he fouls the pitch out of play, and it's 2-2. Trevor Bradley, Barrett Green follow for the SaberCats in the top of the second inning. They lead Bear Creek 1-0. And a pitch over the outside corner, and a called third strike. So DeBell gets a strikeout to begin the second inning, his third strikeout of the game. And now he faces Trevor Bradley, the catcher.
Number 18, catcher Trevor Bradley.
First one to Bradley, over for a strike. And the next one is strike, and it's 0-2. Back to the line, the 0-2 pitch. It's outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1 and the 1-2. And that ball lifted out to behind the bag at second. It's the second baseman Rumsey there for the catch. And there's 2 away. Two outs for the shortstop Barrett Green. And Green takes the first one low for ball 1. Yeah, a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Rincon and Narbonne, the other 2 teams in this pool. So the winner of this one will face the winner of Rincon Narbonne for 5th place. The loser of this one will face the loser of that game for 7th place. 2 balls and a strike on Barrett Green. Sabino with a run in the first inning on an RBI double from Zach Gadway. The 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. This is our 7th game of coverage here at Southwest Sports Network. We'll have one more game. That's the broadcast agreement that we put in place before the start of the tournament. The final game we will have will be the championship game tomorrow at 3 o'clock. The pitch misses for ball 4. Green walks, and the batter is Matt Zaleski. And we know now, as the semifinals were played at 8 o'clock this morning, we know that the championship game will feature Tucson High School and Rancho High School from Las Vegas. And pitch off the glove of the catcher, Mackelberg, and a pass ball sends Green to second base. And that pitch pretty close to a strike there, I think. It was a little bit low, but definitely a pitch that could have been handled. Now the 1-0 pitch from DeBell. And he's on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Runner at second base with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Sabino leading Bear Creek 1-0. And a pitch on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Pitch maybe up out of the strike zone there. And it's another 2-strikeout inning for Alex DeBell. He's got 4 through the ball game. And for Sabino, a 2-out walk. The runner left at second base. And after an inning and a half, it's still Sabino 1 and Bear Creek 0. Alex DeBell, the leadoff hitter. And he takes a curveball that misses for ball 1. It's DeBell, Baca, and Bartlebort for the Bears in the second. Now the 1 and the 1-0. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike on DeBell, starting it off for the Bears in the home half of the second inning. The 1 and the 1-1. Pitch outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. I mentioned that we'll have the championship game tomorrow. And then just one other, I guess, bit of explanation. The reason we have the Sabino SaberCat game today, and then I guess sort of by default Bear Creek for a second time as that ball is tapped down the third base line. That's going to die in the grass. And a late throw to first base, not in time. An infield base hit for DeBell. They call that a swinging bunt, as that thing only went about maybe 20, 25 feet down the line. But enough for DeBell to get in safely at first base. Now a courtesy runner at first base, and it's Owen Pagatti running. Bobby Baca, the third baseman, takes the first one inside for ball 1 from Chris Maselli. But again, our agreement was to cover 8 games throughout the tournament. And the goal was to cover every team at least one time. So we covered 3 pool games on Tuesday, 3 pool games yesterday. And by covering those 6 pool games, we were able to get 11 out of the 12 teams. And the one team that we were not able to cover in the first 2 games was Sabino. And so the decision was for game number 7, we were going to cover the any team that wasn't covered up to that point, as the runner takes off and the pitch is up and in, and no chance to get the runner there at second base. As Pagatti got a good jump and Bradley double clutched. So 2-0 the count on Baca, with Pagatti running for DeBell at second base. Going after a pitch and kind of tomahawks that one out, and that's over the head of the left fielder, and it bounced over for a ground rule double. So an RBI double, ground rule double for Bobby Baca. And DeBell has his courtesy runner Pagatti score on the play, and Bear Creek has tied the game in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-1 score. And now Baca at second with nobody out for Chris Bartlebort, the shortstop. And Bartlebort fouls the first one to the backstop. So we were able to cover 11 out of the 12 teams through the 6 pool games. And then the decision was we would cover Sabino, the team that we missed in the first 2 days. We would cover them whenever, wherever, whoever they played today. And that game turns out to be the Bear Creek Bears. So the ball fouled off, and the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Kevin Butts next for Bear Creek. Bears with the tying run into the bottom of the second inning. Here's Maselli with a set as he looks back to second base in the 2-strike pitch. And a ground ball back up the middle. That's into center field. Baca going to be waved. No, he goes, gets held up on a late stop sign there and has to hustle back to third base. So Bartleboard singles, and then as the throw comes to the plate, he goes to second base, and that puts 2 in scoring position with nobody out for Kevin Butts. And Butts going after the first one, fouls it back, and out of play. Pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Baca at third, Bartleboard at second with nobody out. The tying run already in for Bear Creek. It's a 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the second. And the 1-1 pitch. That one fouled off. Got a piece of the plate umpire's face mask there as it knocked it part of the way off. And the count 1-2. One and 2 on Kevin Butts. Chris Mackelberg next for Bear Creek. The 1-2. Boy, that breaking ball looked pretty good. Call the ball. And it's 2-2. Breaking ball high. 3-2 the count on Butts. Trying to bring in the go-ahead runs here in the bottom of the second inning. Three-two pitch. And, well, I guess he went on the half swing there. And then called safe. No, he was called out over there at first base. I beg your pardon. I got screened by the hole there to see the base umpire and his call. So it's a strikeout, 2-3 put out, and the runners are not able to advance. So Chris Mackelberg, the catcher, ready to bat for the Bears. And a ground ball hit wide at third. The throw comes in, the tag applied, and the runner out. As the SaberCats throw out Baca trying to score, Gadway had to go to his left and then get turned around enough to get a throw to the plate to Bradley, who applies the tag. And so Baca thrown out at the plate. Bartleboard goes to third. And a courtesy runner over at first base for Bear Creek is Luke Davis.
First baseman Thomas Martinez.
So Davis running for Mackelberger reached down the fielder's choice of the batter Thomas Martinez, but first a timeout as Bradley is out to talk to Maselli, and he'll bring the infield in. We play in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. And Martinez in and ready. And he takes a curveball high for ball one. Sure that discussion for Sabino was partly about a first and third defensive situation. They want to make sure everybody's on the same page. The runner from first takes off. The throw down to second base and safe, and the runner at third base never took off. I think he was fooled a little bit by Zaleski cutting in there. And wasn't sure if the throw was going to go all the way through, if it was going to get cut off. So the Bears get another runner in scoring position, now second and third with 2 outs. And the 2-0 pitch is high for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on Thomas Martinez. Nick Madrid, the leadoff hitter, next for the Bears. And Bear Creek hoping he gets a chance to hit here in the second inning. The 3-0. And that misses for ball 4. So Martinez walks, and that loads the bases for Bear Creek in the bottom of the second.
Out of the Bears lineup, right fielder Nick Madrid.
Madrid had a single his first time up. Going after the first one, pops him up, and that should get him out of the inning. It's the second baseman, Zaleski, who calls for it, and he puts it away to retire the side. Bear Creek gets even, though, as they score a run in the bottom of the second inning. And they get the 1 run on 3 base hits. They leave the bases loaded. And after 2 innings of play, it's Bear Creek 1 and Sabino 1 in the 2013 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. Ryan Strickland leads off for Sabino in the top of the third inning. It's the top of the order for the SaberCats. Strickland, Bushman, Johnson. And the 0-1 bounced in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. And that's maybe outside. And it's 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch. It's low for a ball. 3-1. Strickland struck out to start the ball game. And the 3-1. And that misses for ball 4. So Strickland with a walk to begin the SaberCat third inning. And the batter is Matt Bushman. And the first one to Bushman, low for ball 1. The next one to Bushman is low for a ball, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that's popped up into shallow left field. It's going to be the shortstop actually back to make the catch. Bartlebort puts it away. The runner at first base holds. And it'll bring up Gabe Johnson.
Center fielder Gabe Johnson.
Johnson walked and scored in the first inning for Sabino. Now bats with a runner at first and 1 away. And hits a ball well out to center field. Butts going back. Looks like he's got a beat on it. And he'll get under it for the catch. And that's out number 2. And 2 away in the inning with Strickland still at first base, and the batter is Zach Gadway.
Third baseman, Zach Gadway.
Maybe a little bit surprised that Sabino, after getting the leadoff hitter in the inning and also their leadoff hitter in the order on by way of the walk, that he's not trying to move from first base. He hasn't had a bunch of chances, but Bushman went to a 2-0 count before he popped out. Johnson went after the first pitch of his at-bat, as did Gadway. As he fouled the first one back, takes the next one for a strike, and it's 0-2. The runner got a huge jump, but the ball fouled out of play by Gadway. Strickland got about 2 steps before DeBell started the motion to the plate. But with a 2-strike count, of course, Gadway had to protect and foul the pitch off. Still no balls, 2 strikes. DeBell with a set and a pitch. And a breaking ball is outside, and it's 1-2. Sabino 1, Bear Creek 1, top of the 3rd inning. The winner of this game will play for 5th place. The 1-2 fouled off. One and 2 the count. The runner goes, the pitch low and going to be late on the throw to second base as Strickland again got a pretty good jump, not like the one before, but still a good jump there, and a tough pitch for Mackelberg to handle, a breaking ball that ended up in the dirt. Now the 2-2, and that hit back up the middle, and that'll squirt into center field for a base hit. Strickland waved around. The throw comes to the middle. It's cut off, and the throw back to second base, not in time. RBI base hit for Zach Gadway, and Sabino is back in front as they lead 2-1. Gadway was anticipating that throw was going to be strong and headed for the plate. And did a good job to take that extra base, even though the throw was cut off. It's a lot easier decision, of course, for a base runner if the throw is over a cutoff man. You know, you got a lot better chance to get to second, but he was still able to get there even with the ball cut off in the infield as Ty Pennington takes ball 1. So the SaberCats get a run and lead 2-1. Runner at second and 2 outs. The 1-0 to Pennington is high for ball 2. 2-0. Pennington struck out his first time up to end the first inning. And the next pitch outside. 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. And that'll miss for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Pennington puts runners at first and second.
First baseman Luke Santasiri.
And Luke Santasiri, the first baseman batting for the SaberCats, takes ball 1. 5 in a row out of the strike zone from Alex DeBell. Gets one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Late on a fastball with a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And that one back up the middle, a hard hit ball into center field. Gadway waved around. The throw cut off, and now they got the runner hung up between second and third. The run is in, though. Well, they throw a little bit wide, and they're really working hard there, and now finally able to apply the tag and retire the base runner as Pennington went too far around second base. But Santa Sierra with an RBI single to score Gadaway, and then Pennington the final out in the third inning. So the SaberCats get a couple of runs on 2 hits. And there were 2 walks, and there was 1 runner left on base. So we move to the bottom of the third inning. It's now Sabino 3 and Bear Creek 1. Bear Creek Bears send up 2, 3, and 4 in the order in the bottom of the third inning. Colby Bonato leads off. He hit a ball hard his first time up, but lined into a double play. A line drive right at the second baseman, Zaleski. And the next one misses, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. High for ball 3. 3-0 from Chris Maselli. On Bonato. And that's down on the feet for ball 4. Bears with a leadoff walk in the bottom of the third inning, and the batter is Mitch Baumer.
The fielder, Mitch Baumer.
Three to 1, Sabino with the lead. Bear Creek with the leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the third inning. And a pitch over for a strike to Baumer. They grounded out his first time up. And that pitch, pretty good. Call the ball. And it's 1-1. Here's Maselli with the set. The 1-1. And that's going to get down into left center field. Strickland retrieves it and brings it in. But Bear Creek has something going here in the third inning after a Bonato walk. Baumer singles, and the batter is Alex DeBell. And time called from the Sabino dugout. We play in the bottom of the third, 3-1 SaberCats. SaberCats with a pitching change as Mike Coyle is on to pitch, and he'll face Alex DeBell with 2 aboard and nobody out in the third. And that ball hammered but well fouled down the left field line. DeBell with an infield single his first time up. His courtesy runner stole a base and scored a run. That was Pagatti. Now swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Coyle with a set as he looks back to second base. And the breaking ball misses for a ball. It's 1-2. Fastball misses up. 2-2. Bonato at second, Bomber at first. In the bottom of the third inning for the Bears, nobody out. The 2-2. Over the outside corner for a called third strike. And so Coyle comes on to strike out DeBell. And the batter is Bobby Baca.
Third baseman, Bobby Baca.
A breaking ball to Baca misses for ball one. Bobby had an RBI double in the second inning. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, not close there. 2-0. So Coyle's been able to locate the fastball some, but still trying to dial in the breaking ball. And the 2-0 is a fly ball hit well out to right field. We lose our look over there as the throw goes to third base. And safe at third, the call. So Baca with a fly out as Bushman got over there to make the play for the SaberCats. And then Bonato tags and goes from second to third. So Bonato at third, Bomber still at first with 2 outs, and the batter is Chris Bartlebort. Bartlebort with a base hit his first time up. Takes the first pitch low for ball one. Bear Creek trailing 3-1 as we play in the bottom of the third. Turn and an easy throw over to first base and the runner back. Now the set and the pitch. And it's low for a ball. And it's 2-0. Coyle with a strikeout and a flyout in relief. Well, the throw's going to get through and no play back to the plate. So the runner from first took off and Bear Creek steals a run here in the third inning. Bomber steals second. It's a miscommunication for the SaberCats. It almost looked as though that was supposed to be cut off by Coyle. But it got by him. And Zaleski couldn't do anything with it to try to send it back to the plate. So Bonato scores. It's now 3-2. And Bear Creek trailing by 1. That pitch will miss for ball 4. So Bartlebort walks.
Center fielder Kevin Bunce.
Kevin Bunce, the center fielder who struck out his first time up. Off the handle, popped up down the left field line and out of play. Balmer at second, Bartlebort at first with 2 outs. A run in for the Bears in the bottom of the third inning as they trail 3-2. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 misses for a ball. It's 1-2. Check back to second base, the 1-2 from Coyle. That's inside, and it's 2-2. You can see Bunce just barely flick that back leg forward, trying to take one on the shin to load the bases. The 2-2. And a line drive, and that's past the outstretched glove of Green and into left center field, and that'll tie the ball game. It's an RBI double for Kevin Butts, and the game is even at 3. So Balmer scores, Bartlebort to third, and Butts to second after the RBI double. And the batter is Chris Mackelberg. So you can close the book now on Sabino starter Chris Maselli as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Maselli goes 2 innings plus as he faced the first 2 hitters of the third inning. Gave up 5 base hits, 3 runs all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. So Maselli left with 2 runners on base. Both of them come around to score. Coyle got a strikeout and a flyout, but then a walk and a double. And that's off the glove of Coyle. Backhanded and a throw across the diamond and out at first base is the call. 1-6-3 on the ground out to retire Mackelberg. And that ends the third inning. The Bear Creek Bears score 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 after 3 innings of play. We're back where we started. It's Bear Creek 3 and Sabino 3. Trevor Bradley, the leadoff hitter for Sabino in the 4th. And a swing and a miss for a strike. Bradley, Green, and Zaleski scheduled to hit for Sabino. As the next pitch is low, and it's 1-1. Bradley popped out to Rumsey, the second baseman, back in the second inning. The 1-1 pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. Winner of this game will advance to play for 5th place tomorrow. A swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. The loser will play for 7th place. And they'll face the winner or loser of Rincon and Narbonne. That game going on over at field number 2 as Bradley swings and misses. He strikes out, and there's 1 away for Barrett Green.
First off, Barrett Green.
Green walked his first time up, fouls the first one to the backstop for a strike. The 0-1. It's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sabino with a run in the first and 2 in the third. Bear Creek a run in the second and 2 in the third. And a pitch near the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2. DeBell to the line of the 1-2. And a swing. And a miss there for Green. He's tagged out. And it's back-to-back strikeouts in the 4th inning for Alex DeBell. After failing to record a strikeout in the 3rd, he's got 2 in the 4th and now 6 in the ballgame. And the batter is Matt Zaleski. And Zaleski lifts one into shallow right field. Coming in, though, the right fielder Madrid there for the catch, and it's a quick and quiet 1-2-3 inning for Sabino. In the 4th inning, 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 3-3. 9-1 and 2 in the order for Bear Creek in the bottom of the 4th inning. Thomas Martinez leads off. And going after the first one, fouls it out of play. Martinez walked his first time up. Nick Madrid, Colby Bonato follow for the Bears in the 4th inning. And Coyle steps off. The 0-1. And a line drive over the head of the first baseman, Santasieri, and into right field. And a base hit. Martinez with a single. And the batter is Nick Madrid.
Right fielder, Nick Madrid.
Madrid with a single in the first. And he popped out to end the second. Showing bunt. The ball bounced in there, and that'll get Martinez to second base. And he was going anyway. So it's a steal for Martinez. Bears get the go-ahead run in scoring position here in the fourth. And a ball bunted. Coyle has it. And a throw on to first base. Boy, should have looked to third because the runner at second, Martinez, took off early. And he was seemed to be almost about 2/3 of the way to third base by the time the ball was picked up by Coyle. But Coyle makes sure the out at first base on the sacrifice from Madrid. And Martinez at third with one out for Colby Bonato. SaberCats set the infield about halfway. And a hard hit ball. The runner's coming home, and the throw will go to first base. So the SaberCats do not bring the infield in. And Bonato with an RBI ground out as he brings home Thomas Martinez, and Bear Creek has their first lead of the day. It's 4-3 Bear Creek. Now the base is empty with 2 outs for Mitch Baumer, the left fielder. And he takes strike one. Baumer a ground out and a single in 2 at-bats. The 0-1. Misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. Back to the line, the 2-1. And it's fouled off, and it's 2-2. Actually, a foul tip. 2-2 the count. And the next one misses 3-2. Got a new catcher in there for Sabino, Micah Scholes. And a ball hit into right center field, drifting over to his left, the Sabino center fielder Johnson. And Gabe puts it away to end the Bear Creek fourth inning. But the Bears go in front as they score a run on 1 hit. And after 4 innings of play, it's Bear Creek 4 and Sabino 3. Top of the order in the 5th inning for the Sabino SaberCats. And Ryan Strickland takes ball 1. And a pitch fouled off on the first base side. It's 1-1. The line of the 1-1. Hit down the left field line into foul territory, and it falls for a foul ball. And it's I believe 1-2, although it's 1-2 on the scoreboard, so maybe missed a pitch there. But it's Strickland, Bushman, and Johnson again for the SaberCats as they lead off for the 3rd time in 5 innings. ground ball out to short. Bartlebort bobbles, and his throw will be not in time to first base. And E6 starts the Sabino fifth inning. And it brings up Matt Bushman, the right fielder.
Right fielder Matt Bushman.
3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Sabino. 4 runs on 7 hits, and no errors for Bear Creek as that ball, and now 1 error, I guess, but that ball scalded foul on the first base side. And that ball hammered out to right field. And the right fielder, Madrid, just going to look up. He'll watch this one leave the yard, and it's a 2-run home run for Matt Bushman, and Sabino leapfrogs Bear Creek. They go up 5-4. It's one thing to hit a home run and have the outfielders kind of run out of room. It's another thing to hit one where all the outfielder does is turn and watch it go. And that's what happened there. A 2-run shot for Bushman.
Center fielder Gabe Johnson.
Now Gabe Johnson. Johnson fouls the first one back. An E6 start of the inning, and then Bushman with a 2-run home run. So the next one's on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Another one fouled off. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Johnson walked and scored in the first, and a fly ball out to Butts in center field in the third. Another 2-strike pitch, and a fastball goes to the backstop, and it's 1-2. And a ball hit out to right center field. That's going to get almost to the fence. It was cut off by Madrid, but pulling into second base with the double is Gabe Johnson. So Johnson at second. Still nobody out for the SaberCats in the 5th inning, and the batter is Zach Gadway.
Third baseman Zach Gadway.
And some Pac-12 coaches here at the ball game today, as the first one at Gadway is high for a ball. University of Utah is in Tucson to take on the University of Arizona in a 3-game series in Pac-12 play that starts tonight over at High Corbett, as the pitch is over for a strike, and it's 1-1. And so both of those teams had coaches here. Ball fouled back and out of play, and it's 1-2. Ball fouled off. Still 1-2 on Gadway. Johnson at second. 2 runs in for Sabino. They lead 5-4. Winner will play for 5th place tomorrow against the winner of Rincon and Narbonne. And this one fouled back, and this one out of play. So the winner will play for 5th place against the winner of Rincon Narbonne that's going on over on Field 2. The loser of this game will face the loser of that one for 7th place. Ty Pennington, the DH, next for the SaberCats. The 1-2. And a swing, the ball in the dirt, but the tag applied by Chris Mackelberg, and Gadway strikes out for the first out in the SaberCat fifth. Now Ty Pennington, who struck out to end the first and then walked in the third. And a swing and a miss for a strike. Pitch fouled off on the first base side, and it's 0-2. The 2-strike pitch, and Pennington with a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts in the 5th inning for Alex DeBell. And the first pitch to Luke Santasierre misses low for a ball. He had an RBI single his last time up. And a ball hit out to right field. Madrid back a couple of steps and over to his left, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired, but a good inning for Sabino. They get an error to start the inning, and then Matt Bushman follows with a 2-run home run. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's Sabino 5 and Bear Creek 4. Four, 5, and 6 for Bear Creek in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex DeBell, the leadoff hitter. And the first pitch from Coyle goes to the backstop for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch. And it misses low, 2-1. Now the championship game is set for the 2013 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. It will feature the home Tucson High Badgers against the Rancho Rams from Las Vegas. As DeBell fouled the pitch off, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The next pitch is low, 3 balls and a strike. The 3rd place game also set as the semifinals were played this morning. The 3rd place game will feature Ralston Valley out of Colorado and Sunnyside from Tucson. And a line shot off the glove of the 3rd baseman, Gadway, and he will not have a play. Ball was up just a little bit on the line drive over there. Gadway tried to hang on to it and could not.
Third baseman, Bobby Baca.
Now Bobby Baca. And that's popped up on the right side of the infield and caught. And a missed opportunity, at least in the early going of the inning, for Bear Creek as Baca pops out for out number 1.
Shortstop, Chris Bartlebort.
Chris Bartlebort, the shortstop for the Bears. Runner goes, and the ball hit out to right field. Bushman back, and he's there for the catch for the 2nd out.
Center fielder, Kevin Butts.
Now 2 away for Kevin Butts. First pitch high for a ball. Butts had a big RBI double back in the third inning. Turn and a throw to first and the runner back. Bottom of the fifth inning, Bear Creek trailing Sabino 5-4. And the next pitch is inside, and it's 2-0. Talking about that championship game matchup, Tucson beat Ralston Valley this morning. I think 14-7 maybe was the final as the runner goes and no throw. So a stolen base gets the runner into scoring position as the count goes to 3-0. But Ralston Valley had an unenviable task as they played the 8 o'clock game last night, which did not start at 8 o'clock. Just by the time you get to the end of the day, you're running behind as the balk moves the runner to third. And the pitch bounced in there, ball 4. But that 8 o'clock game started at about 8:20 last night and finished up a little after 10:30. So Ralston Valley played that late game last night and then had to come back and play in a semifinal game at 8 o'clock this morning. Pinch hitter for Bear Creek as Luke Davis will bat in place of Chris Mackelberg. And it wasn't an impossible task because the Rancho Rams had the same situation. They played in that game against Ralston Valley last night. It was a good ball game. In fact, that was one of the ones we covered here at Southwest Sports Network. But they also played in the semifinals this morning, and they played at 8 o'clock over on Field 2. And they were able to beat Sunnyside. Did not get a final score on that one, but did hear that Rancho beat Sunnyside as the first one to Davis is over for a strike. First and third with 2 outs for the Bears. In the bottom of the fifth inning, they trail 5-4. So they got the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first base. And the pitch to Davis is high for a ball. Throw to first and the runner back. The 1-1. Oh, that was up at the helmet, and ducking under it is Davis. 2 balls and a strike. And the next one misses outside. 3-1 the count. Couple of lead changes here in this one. As Sabino jumped out in front first. Bear Creek tied. And then went ahead. As the pitch is outside, and that'll load the bases. The base is full with 2 outs for Thomas Martinez.
First baseman Thomas Martinez.
After a quick timeout, the first pitch to Martinez fouled out of play. Now the 0-1. It's high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the fifth inning, bases loaded with 2 outs, a step off and a look to third, but no throw over there. The 1-1. And a high pop up. And it goes as a foul ball that was playable, but catcher not able to hang on to it, I don't believe. Well, I know it hit the ground, and I know it was the catcher that got over there. Just we lost it because of the canopy. One ball, two strikes on Martinez. And that's into right field for a base hit. The tying run scores. And now they got the runner hung up. They're going to throw back to second, and it's not in time. Well, Davis nearly ran butts off as DeBell's courtesy runner scores to tie the game at 5. And an RBI single for Thomas Martinez. He's been on base all 3 times today. A walk and 2 singles. And now back to the top of the Bears order for Nick Madrid. First one up and in for ball 1. Now time called. The 1-0. That's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Bounced in there, 3-0. Well, strike zone's going to get tiny here, at least if you're looking in and you're Mike Coyle. With the bases loaded, the go-ahead run at third base, and a 3-0 count. He's got to come back with at least 2 strikes here. Taken all the way, of course, on 3-0 with the bases loaded. It's high for ball 4, and it's a walk to Madrid to force in a run. And time called from the Sabino dugout, but a 2-run bottom of the 5th inning for the Bears, and they lead 6-5. Pitching change for the SaberCats. Bennett Soriano on to pitch for Sabino, and he faces Colby Bonato. Bases loaded with 2 outs. It was an infield single from DeBell that started the inning. And the first pitch is inside for a ball, and that's Score's decision really on that, what I call it, infield base hit. It was that line drive that Gadaway couldn't handle. It got onto him in a hurry. Had to reach up some, and it came out of the glove. It wasn't your standard line drive. The ground ball over to the right side. Long run to get to it, and no play at first. As Zaleski was able to knock it down, but couldn't do anything with it, and it's an infield single for Bonato. It's a 3-run 5th inning for the Bears, and they lead 7-5. And the batter is Mitch Baumer. And an off-speed pitch misses for ball 1. The 9th player to come to the plate for the Bears here in the 5th inning. The 1-0. And a fly ball into center field. And that hangs up there long enough for Johnson to run under it to make the catch. And the side retired, but 9 come to the plate for the Bears. And they score 3 times. After 5, they lead 7-5. Pinch hitter begins the 6th inning as Jaime Garcia bats for the first time and faces a new Bear pitcher as Chris Bartlebort is on to throw the 6th inning. And with Bartlebort in to pitch, that brings Nick Madrid from right field to shortstop, and Luke Davis, the new right fielder. No balls and a strike on Garcia. And a pitch fouled off, and it's 0-2. Back to the line in the 0-2. Near the outside corner, a called third strike. And so Garcia strikes out to start the Sabino 6th inning. And the batter is Barrett Green.
First off, Barrett Green.
And the first one over for a strike. And the next one just misses, and it's 1-1. Next one inside to Green, 2 balls and a strike. A lot of crooked numbers in the line for Alex DeBell, but he's in line for the win if Bartlebort can shut down Sabino the rest of the way. Looking for the final 5 outs. The ball fouled off, and it's 2-2. But the line then unofficially for Alex DeBell, he goes 5 innings, allows 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 were earned, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. The 2-2 pitch. And that one fouled off. So Garcia tardy, Green rather tardy on the swing of the bat there, and that one goes off the fence, the Bear Creek dugout. 1 out, base is empty, top of the 6th inning. Sabino trailing 7-5. Bartlebort into the line and the 2-2 pitch. And a breaking ball fouled off. We get that situation where you see a hitter tardy on a pitch, and you wonder why then you would slow it down. I think you'd want to try to speed it up one more and throw it by him, but instead throwing the breaking ball, and that allows Green to get the bat on the ball. Now the 2-2. And a fastball near the outside corner, a called third strike. And that's kind of what I'm talking about there. Why would you slow it down at all? You'd want to go to the fastball. But they did. They got it done. And there's 2 away in the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bartlebort in relief of Alex DeBell. And a new batter up for Sabino. TJ Hastings, the pinch hitter, and going after a breaking ball with a swing and a miss for strike 1. Line to the 1-strike pitch. And another breaking ball, another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And the 2-strike pitch. Bounced in, and that's ball 1. Sabino with a run in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 5th. Bear Creek with a run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. And they lead 7-5. The line and the 1-2. That's fouled back out of play. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes on Hastings. Ryan Strickland next for the SaberCats. The 1-2. And that's off the end of the bat, but into right center field and a base hit. So a 2-out pinch hit single for TJ Hastings. And it gets Sabino back to the top of their order for Ryan Strickland.
Now the SaberCats lineup, left fielder Ryan Strickland.
one to Strickland, low for a ball. Ryan struck out in the first, walked, stole a base, and scored in the third. Reached on an error and scored in the fifth. Runner goes, the ball bunted. And a foul ball to call. DeBell pounced on that one right near the third base line, but foul ball. And the runner goes, the ball off the glove of DeBell, and now he's going to try for third base, and the throw gets away, but it's backed up in left field. So it's a stolen base. And then a passed ball to get the runner from second to third. 2-1 the count on Strickland. Now Sabino trying to get that run in to get within one here in the top of the sixth inning. And this swing and a miss. It's 2-2. The 2-2. A little bit high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes on Strickland with Hastings at third. 2 away in the inning in the pitch. Got in on the hands, and it's fouled off. The wind and another 3-2. And another one fouled out of play. So 7-pitch at bat here for Strickland. Bartleboard trying to get out of this inning without allowing a run. Looked like he might sail through the 3-2 pitch. And it misses for ball 4. And time called from the Bear Creek dugout. Playing in the sixth, it's 7-5 Bears. Now Matt Bushman at the plate. He had that 2-run home run in the sixth inning. And he bats now with the tying runs on base, and he represents the go-ahead run for the SaberCats. The 0-1 pitch. That's outside, and it's 1-1. Again, it looked like it might be a smooth inning for Bartleboard. He got back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. But then Hastings singled on a 1-2 pitch, stole second base and moved to third on a pass ball. That pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-2. And then as Hastings got to third base, Strickland walked. Put runners at first and third with 2 outs. And Bushman behind on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a ground ball pulled foul on the first base side. Winner of this game advances to play in the 5th place game. They'll face the winner of Rincon and Narbonne. And the loser will play for 7th place against the loser of that same game. One and two on Bushman. 1 for 3 today. The 2-run home run the last time up gave Sabino a short-lived 5-4 lead. And a fly ball into shallow right center. Going to be a long try, and it's away from the right fielder. And a couple of runs are going to come in. In fact, it clears the bases. Boy, that was a fly ball, and it was high enough that it sure looked like it should have gotten Bear Creek out of the inning. The right fielder, Davis, is shaken up on the play. And he has asked for timeout, but bases clearing double for Matt Bushman, and he comes through. I said bases clearing. It's 2 runs in, I beg your pardon. So 2 runs come in on the play, but that ties the ball game at 7 as Hastings and Strickland both score, and now they'll check on Davis in the outfield, Bushman on at second base. It's 7-7 as we play in the 6th. And we get back to play after a bit of a delay as Gabe Johnson takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Davis stays in the game, but again, it was a bit of a delay there. The breaking ball is outside, and it's 1-1. He went face first, laying out, trying to catch that fly ball, and his glasses cut the bridge of his nose. And so he was out momentarily while he was 10-2, but back in there in right field. As the pitch is outside, and it's 2-1. 7-7 our score in the top of the 6th inning. Fastball up and in, and it's 3-1. Rincon won the other game in this portion of the pool, or the bracket, as that breaking ball misses for ball 4, and so Johnson walks. So the winner of this game will face Rincon for 5th place, and the loser of this one will face Narbonne for 7th place.
Third baseman, Zach Gadway.
Now Zach Gadway, the third baseman, as he bats with 2 aboard and 2 outs, 2 runs in to tie the game at 7 for the SaberCats as Gadway takes outside for ball 1. Gadway's got a couple of base hits in 3 at-bats. Bushman the go-ahead run at second base. And a soft liner caught behind the bag at second by the shortstop Madrid. And the inning is over, but Sabino fights back again in the 6th inning. They scored twice, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Sabino 7 and Bear Creek 7. Alex DeBell leads it off for the Bears in the bottom of the 6th. And he takes the first pitch from Soriano for ball 1. Another change for Sabino as Ryan Strickland is now behind the plate. The pitch is inside 2-0, and a new left fielder is Trevor Martin. The 2-0 pitch. Popped up, and that's backing out of play. And the count 2-1. DeBell, Baca, Bartlebort for the Bear Creek Bears in the bottom of the 6th. Now the 2-1 pitch. And a ground ball out to short. And that's booted at shortstop, and the go-ahead run is on at first base. Pagani will run for DeBell at first. And the batter, Bobby Baca.
Baseman, Bobby Baca.
We'll see what Bear Creek does. It's the middle part of their order, so I don't know for sure that they'll go on the straight sacrifice here, but it is a tie game at the bottom of the 6th. and time called. I don't think Soriano ever had an intention of delivering to the plate. He squares the bunt and bunts it foul on the third base side. Go ahead, run at first base. Nobody out, bottom of the sixth inning, a 7-7 ball game. The winner plays for fifth place and will face Rincon from Tucson. The loser will play for seventh place and face Narbonne from California. The bunt on again, and it's bunted through and missed. And it's 0-2. So Baca not able to get the bunt down, and now we'll see if they take the bunt off, as you would expect. Soriano looks at the runner at first base, now sets. And the 0-2. And that's inside but pulled well foul down the left field side. Baca with an RBI double back in the second inning, 1 for 3 on the day. Was asked to bunt, not able to get it down, and now he's swinging away here with 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball, and that'll work through the hole and into left field, a base hit. So, yeah, that's sometimes how it works out. A hitter asks to bunt, not able to get it down on a couple of pitches, falls behind 0-2 in the count, and then comes through with a base hit. Bear Creek was willing to try to sacrifice the runner to second base. Now with runners at first and second and nobody out, will they try to bunt again? We'll see as Bartlebort steps in. And the first pitch to Bartlebort is high for ball 1. And Bartlebort was trying to bunt there, but he threw the bat out there. So, again, and talked about this last night, you see this at the high school level and levels below that. You're asked to sacrifice, and you want to wait as long as you can to not give the defense any more notice than they possibly can have there. And we'll at a break as the ball comes in and hits Bartlebort, and that'll load the bases. So Bear Creek not executing, but living a good life right now. An error start of the inning. 2 failed bunt attempts for strikes. Turns into a 2-strike base hit. And then after a missed bunt attempt, a hit batter to load the bases. And the go-ahead run is at third for Kevin Butts. But again, you see the kids asked to sacrifice, not getting the bat out. Squared around early. Bat in front of the plate, barrel above the handle, all those fundamentals. They want to wait as long as they can, it seems. A lot of the kids anyway, in a lot of the situations, they wait as long as they can and then just kind of flick the bat out there, and they don't have very good success doing that. 2-0 now, they count on Butts. The go-ahead run at third base. The other thing to consider, we are in the bracket portion of the tournament to where we will need a winner. So the game will not end in a tie, but the time limit is in effect. And we're just a couple of minutes away from reaching the time limit. A ground ball foul. Bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth inning. If the Bears can get one across and take a few more minutes to do it, Sabino may not get a chance to hit here in the top of the seventh inning, regardless of what the score is. Now, if we stay 7-7 and we pass the time limit, we'll cruise on into the 7th inning, as we'll need a winner to advance. Two balls and a strike. The infield in. And a line drive and a base hit into left field. One run will score. Another one going to try to come around the throw to the plate and then back to third base. And it's a 2-run single for Bear Creek's Kevin Butts, his second hit of the game. RBIs 2 and 3 on the day. And big ones here as it gives Bear Creek a 9-7 lead.
Number 11, Luke Davis.
Now Luke Davis bats with Bartlebort at third and Butts at first. Nobody out in the inning. And we're close here to the time limit, I think. And it's very possible that this game could end right here if the plate umpire said we've hit 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I think that's going to be the case. They may be checking on it now, but again, I don't know that we'll continue into the 7th inning. We're getting close. I heard the plate umpire say before the game that the first pitch start time was 11:09, and we're at 1:28 right now, which puts us just shy of the 2-hour, 20-minute time limit. As the runner goes, the pitch was inside for a ball. And a game that's gone back and forth like this, you don't necessarily want to see it end on a time limit. Bear Creek would be happy to advance, but again, you wouldn't necessarily want it to end that way, especially if we're this close. Give Sabino a chance to hit in the 7th, but tournament rules are tournament rules if that's in fact the case here in elimination play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Luke Davis. Infield stays in for the SaberCats. Trying to keep it close and give themselves a chance in the 7th inning if, in fact, we play a 7th. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. The breaking ball over for a strike. It's 2-2. The Bears with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. They've got 2 runners in scoring position, and there's still no one out. The 2-2. That's high for a ball, 3-2. And the 3-2. And the ball hit well out to left field. Misjudged out there, and that's going to get over the head of the left fielder, Martin. And a couple of more runs will come around for Bear Creek. The ball into the middle of the infield, but staying at second base is Luke Davis. And that will be the ball game as we do hit the time limit. The double will count for Davis as Bartlebort scores and Butts scores. And we have hit the 2-hour and 20-minute time limit, and that will do it. So the Bear Creek Bears will advance as they beat Sabino by a final score of 11-7. And we'll get you totals then on the ball game for Sabino. They score 7 runs. And they do it on 7 base hits. I'll give you that here in just a moment as we try to get things totaled up. And we'll try that again here. So again for Sabino in the loss, 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. And 6 runners left on base for Bear Creek. They score 11 times, and they do it on 13 base hits. They commit 1 error, and they leave 9 runners on base. With the win, Bear Creek advances to play in the 5th place game tomorrow, and they will face the Rincon Rangers for 5th place at 12 o'clock. The loss for Sabino will drop them down to play in the 7th place game, and they'll play Narbonne out of California. Also at 12 o'clock, that'll be over on field 2. So that does it here. Bear Creek shut out in the first inning, but turned it on from there with a run in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and they score the deciding 4 runs in the 6th inning and stay up batting long enough for us to hit our time limit in today's ball game. So again, our final score is Bear Creek 11 and Sabino 7, and that will do it from Cherry Field in Tucson. As the 2013 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for the championship game of the Chris Moon Memorial Tournament. It will be Tucson and Rancho in the championship game. We'll have that for you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.